2 years ago, I lived in a tent on a honeybee farm in Maui. Instead of doing the whole tourist thing, I slowed down, stayed for 2 months, and it quite literally changed the way I view travel. In this video, I'm sharing what Worldpackers is, which is the platform I went through to live in Maui for 2 months. I'm sharing what it is, how it works, my honest experience, and tips on what to do if you decide to go through Worldpackers. But if you're new here, this is On My Terms, which is an offshoot of Aaliyah Inspired, where I share stories on building a life that feels aligned on your terms. So without further ado, let's jump right into this video. First things first, what is Worldpackers? Worldpackers is basically a platform that connects you to different volunteer hosts around the world, whether it be North America, South America, Europe, and beyond. Honestly, you could volunteer anywhere. And basically these hosts are looking for volunteers to help them with some sort of project they are working on. So for example, I worked on a honeybee farm, and basically my duties as a volunteer was gardening, work in the honeybee stand, and honestly just basic work around the farm, like cleaning the kitchen. And it was super easy. And so Worldpackers has a bunch of different options depending on what you kind of want to do, whether it's like you're purpose driven and you want to work on a ecological farm where you're learning more about gardening and plants, or whether you just want to visit a place and just you're open to doing whatever just to be able to have free time to go explore whatever location you go to. So you could definitely filter out what you're looking for, how many hours you want to work each week when you're looking. And this platform is like a work exchange platform, so you are not getting paid. There's other platforms that if you want to travel and get paid a little bit, like I think Workaway does that, then that's a platform for that. But this one is mainly volunteer based, where you're not getting paid, but you do get something in exchange, which is usually in the form of accommodation. Sometimes you do get more perks like free tours or discounts at restaurants or food staples like I did with your stay. And so it really just depends, and if you're looking for something specific, you can filter that out whenever you're searching on Worldpackers. And I really believe that going through Worldpackers is the perfect opportunity for anyone who's on a budget, because I know for me, I had a bunch of savings, but I was not in the mindset of like blowing all my savings in Hawaii. Even though it's like really expensive in Hawaii, I was conscious that I still needed to save money because I knew after Hawaii, I wanted to do something else, which is what I'm doing now. I'm in Spain, which I'm gonna make another video and blog post about that very soon. But I didn't blow all my savings in Hawaii. I think I spent under $2,000, maybe $200 and $500. I know that sounds like a lot, but this includes my flight there because I bought a one-way ticket. It involves extra food that I bought just because like the food staples were fine throughout the week, but sometimes you know you're craving a bit more like junk food and stuff like that, and so I kind of splurged on that as well. And then also going out to restaurants and paying for experiences, so that factor in. So it really just depends on what you're looking to do, and it could definitely be cheaper depending on where you're at in the world and where you're going. So that $2,500 factored in my flight there, my flight back home to Mississippi, as well as experiences, food, and all that other good stuff. To sign up is not free, but trust me, it's so worth the membership that you get because it's for a year, and I can't remember how much I paid, but I think it's around $50 for a whole year. And this is great, especially if you're planning on doing multiple volunteer opportunities. When I looked today, it was around $57 to $150 a year, depending on the program type. No, depending on which package you get. So you could definitely go on the lower end and get the smaller package and still be connected to a bunch of great opportunities on Worldpackers. Okay, so now on to the best part, my experience as a Worldpacker. So I did Worldpackers back in 2023 after I graduated college, and I went to Maui, and I'm not gonna lie, I was not sure whether it was a scam or not. I heard about Worldpackers through one of my great friends, Sarah, and she originally sent it to me because she's like, oh yeah, we should definitely do this together. But I feel like out of the both of us, I had more of a pull to do it. And so when she kind of backed out of just like responsibilities she had back at home, I was like, I think I still want to do it. And so I literally spent the last like 3 months that I was in California in school before graduation going back and forth, like should I not, because I wasn't sure whether it's a scam and whether, you know, all this stuff. And so I really had to ask myself, at the end of the day, if things do not pan out as I thought they would, I could always go back home. That's always my thought whenever I'm taking a big step or leap in life or a risk. I'm like, at the end of the day, I could still go back home if I'm not vibing with that experience. And so that's what really made me take that next step and actually get the membership, start applying. And I didn't have a set idea of like where I really wanted to go. I just knew I wanted to go somewhere tropical like Hawaii. And so I looked at a bunch of different options within the US as well as Europe. And I settled on Hawaii because I don't know, I've always wanted to go back because I went there once. I only went to Oahu and I always wanted to go visit Maui. And so I found the honeybee farm opportunity, and when I saw that the accommodation was tents, I was like, okay, that will be different. I've never camped before, but hey, I'm willing to give it a shot. And so I'm so glad I did, because it really did make me step out of my comfort zone. Fast forward, I bought my ticket and I flew there, and the host was super sweet, as well as the managers there on the farm. One of them, named Amy, she came to pick me up from the airport. She was super welcoming, and she drove me all the way to the honeybee farm, which is like an hour outside of like the main center. And ever since getting on the farm, I was like, yeah, this is where I was meant to be, because it was so like slow paced and it was like just peaceful there. And that was something I needed after college, just to kind of like get centered again and really question like what I wanted to do next. I think there were about 4 other volunteers there already, and they were super sweet. We ended up bonding and starting to explore together around Maui. And so other than that, I would say that the only thing that was uncomfortable was the tents and living outdoors for a whole month and a half, because the later half of the second month, I had eventually started island hopping with one of the volunteers that I met. And it was super fun and something I was not planning, which was a lesson for me to embrace the unexpected and just go with it. Other than that, I did not do another Worldpackers experience. After that, I went back home and just rested for the next four or 5 months, and then I went to Spain. Now on to the big question. Would I recommend it? I think I already gave away my answer earlier in this video. Yes, I definitely would recommend doing Worldpackers, especially if you're in a phase or in a stage in your life where you have the time, you have the energy, you have the motivation to go travel. Do it. Especially if you're taking like a gap year or something, or you're just taking a sabbatical to, you know, get grounded again and find yourself again. This is a great opportunity because, one, you get to save money because you get accommodation, you get food staples at most of the volunteer sites, and I don't know, it's just, you just get more freedom. And like, if you're a digital nomad, this is great as well, because you get to save money while making money as a digital nomad. Yeah, I definitely say if you're open-minded and you're looking for new experiences and you want to travel more, Worldpackers is definitely for you. So that is all I have for this video. If you have any questions, please leave them down below or DM me on Instagram at onmyterms.co, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And with that, make sure to subscribe to this channel as well as On My Terms Co. on Substack to go more in depth with the Worldpackers experience and to save it to your bookmarks on Google so you can refer back to it whenever you're ready to actually sign up and take this leap. And so yeah, I'm really glad that you guys clicked on this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know down below as well. Give it a thumbs up and make sure to stay inspired, and I'll leave it with you.